Hey, man, I see you on the screen.
Is it working?
I don't know. It looks like I could see you.
It might be working now. It could be. Teresa, are you still with us? Now do you see something? Hello, mic check. Mic check. Nothing showing. Nothing showing.
Uh-oh.
There's got to be something out there.
I see an audio signal
Let me
somewhere.
let me see what I can.
Refresh.
I'm gonna go to this.
Hey, we got audio. That's good enough, right?
It should display that we're indeed going out there. We've got a few things happening. Sounds fine, James.
I like it.
Thanks, James. James Rollins.
Oh, that's my brother.
That's your brother?
Brother James Travis.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, one more little...
something or other there.
I just want to put that, I think if I put that on there, should... I'm just going to, cue yours in a little bit, see what that does. Well, how you all doing out there? You having a good night?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much for
All right,
asking.
is that wonderful? Is that wonderful or what? What do we got going on here? Oh, is that Burton Tyler in the house? Josh
Hey, man.
Stevens. Josh Stevens, Stovepipe in the house.
The stovepipe.
Party on, dude. All right, cool. Well, I would tell you what, though, too. Earlier, I was checking out the upload speed on things, and, you know, I even paid the bill for the internet.
I swear I paid it.
I paid it! And it wasn't even more than like a week overdue this time. Anyway, what I was...
Yes!
What I happened to notice was that I would hit like 8 megabits per second on the upload, and then it would drop drastically, and it would like bounce back to like 3. And so that was a pain. I reset everything, and it's looking like it's pretty good right now, holding steady about 8. So maybe what I did worked.
Yeah, it's good you upgraded from the dial-up, man. It's a good idea.
Looks like a spaceship over there. Wow. Okay. All right. Well.
Here we are.
Fantastic. Welcome to another session of the Midwest Music Hour. I'm your host, Scott Kirby. We're coming to you live tonight from the living room. It's the first live from the living room session of the season, and stoked tonight to have Mr. Burton Tyler in the house.
Thank you for having me.
Burton Tyler has just jumped on the scene here in the Northwoods in the last couple of years. He's moved up here from Austin, Texas.
Denton, Texas.
Denton,
just north of
Texas.
Fort Worth.
Just
we like
north.
to say Fort Worth, that way people can kind of get a geographical location.
All right.
North of Fort Worth.
North of Fort Worth. And we are stoked to have him here in the Northwoods. He's been really active in the music scene. He's been a professional musician for over 17 years. You might catch him in Minocqua at the Little Brown Jug hosting the jams, the open mics there. More recently over in Woodruff at Happy's, hosting jams and open mics there. And that's something that I really dig about people, you know, because how do you have a music scene without an open mic night, right?
Yeah, open jam, open mic, open something.
And what better way to encourage the cultivation of your creative community by hosting an opportunity for people to get together, right? Just at the Little Brown Jug, you know, on a Monday night, share some music with each other, and
that's the one I grabbed first.
Oh, you didn't tell me Rusty was sponsoring the show tonight.
Hey, we should send him a bill.
What's up, boss? No, it's awesome. And in fact, that's the first place I met you. I was hanging out with Stovepipe Stevens on a Monday night, and I'd heard about
Hell
you.
of a night.
Right? That was an amazing time. It'd been, I think, over a couple years since I myself had been in the Little Brown Jug. but yeah, we had a great night. You know, it's such a great group of artists that show up every week and
Oh, for sure. The
play and
support.
share songs.
Yeah, there's a lot of great musicians up here in the Northwoods. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, you know, what are some of the differences that you've noticed, you know, in terms of the scenes and, you know, geographically speaking, from, you know, from down south to up here. I know that a buddy of mine has just gone to Texas because it's wintertime, you know, and he's like, man, I can go to Texas during the wintertime and it's almost, you know, fair game and whatnot. And Feeding Leroy, you know.
There you go, right?
They're doing some good stuff this winter, lots of venues and stuff. But
it's definitely more relaxed up here. It's just, you know, there's not as many musicians, and it's really a big, I say a big group, and I say not many musicians, but a big group. They're so tight, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody wants to help everybody, and that's really cool. Not that that doesn't happen down south or anywhere else in the country, but it's just different up here. Everybody is way more relaxed as musicians. And, you know, a lot of it is not everybody's trying to be number one, you know, in the market on the radio or whatever it may be. And so it's just a different vibe. And I've been playing up in the Northwoods for many, many years, especially up in the UP. It's where we like to hide. But yeah, it's great, man. I really appreciate being here and all the support from everybody. And here we are.
Awesome.
Having some Coronas. And
having some Coronas and hanging out. Would you like to get into a song?
Yeah, for sure.
What's the name of this one?
This is called Way With Words. Mom really likes this one. She's always, when she's at the show, she's like, all right, need to bring it up a little bit. Play Way With Words. It's just a little tune about Denton, Texas. I like to write songs about towns, I guess. It's called Way With Words. Every other night after dinner time, I write 3 is when we'd hit the door. My baby and I love to blur this town. I know you've all lived this before. We'd see Natalie, Andy, and sometimes Lou, and rage until we can't think. She's having too much fun, oh man, here it comes. She's got a way with words when she drinks. A mug of F.U., I love you, I'm through with you, my sweet little baby. A shot of hell no, I gotta go, wait a minute, close the door, maybe not. But in spite of all those words, can't get enough of that girl. She knows who I am and she rolls my world. She makes me feel something that I never think, but my little lady has a way with words when she drinks. How we doing over there on the guitar? We good? Nice. On the other set of days, we try to stay away from the sun, especially happy time. But wouldn't you know, you find us at our home by the pool, and now we're drinking wine. But hey, it's no big deal, and I'm starting to feel that it's gonna be alright. I'm lying. Wait, I'm starting to see, yep, she's glaring at me. Here comes those crazy words when she drinks. She says, another long neck, hope you wreck, hate you now, I want you back, baby. A craft of sweetie pie, make me cry, marry me, now say goodbye, maybe. Stop. But in spite of all those words, can't get enough of that girl. She knows who I am and she rolls my world. She makes me feel something that I'd never think, but my little lady has a way with words and she drinks. Well, she's a lover, she's a hater, I'm a super instigator, but together we think we're the greatest. A mug of F.U., I love you, I'm through with you, my sweet little baby. A shot of hell no, I gotta go, wait a minute, close the door, maybe not. But in spite of all those words, can't get enough of that girl. She knows who I am and she rolls my world. She makes me feel something that I'd never think, but my little lady has a way with words when she drinks. Well, she's a lover, she's a hater, and I'm a super instigator, but together we think we're the greatest. Another long neck, hope you wreck, hate you now, want you back, baby. A craft of sweetie pie, make me cry, marry me, now say goodbye, maybe stop. But in spite of all those words, can't get enough of that girl. She knows who I am and she rolls my world. She makes me feel something that I'd never think, but my little lady has a way with words when she drinks. Oh, my little lady has a way with words when she drinks. Way with words.
Fantastic.
I'm buzzing it. My guitar's buzzing in my earphones. Is that me or is that you?
Buzzing. Distorting?
Yeah, distorting.
Distorting.
Is that me or you? As long as it's not my guitar, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. As long as it's coming clear through there. You know, he's a little wonky sometimes. I got the Gorilla Tape on him.
Let's do.
You'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, give me a signal there again.
Yeah, man. Oh, there you are.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
vocals
Yeah, I
again.
just wanted to isolate that a little bit and make sure that we did it right, or at least as right as we
You
could.
have not seen the studio. There are so many things around here. It's crazy.
So many things wrong.
There are pieces, parts everywhere.
Yeah.
I love it. What are we doing? You want me to do another one? I don't know. We're doing a Q&A? I don't know. You talk to me, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so, well, now that we got that squared away, let's talk about open mics. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
for
why
sure.
you do them. Now, I mentioned why I like them because I think they make a creative scene, thrive and whatnot.
Yeah,
What
for sure.
what about them really brings you joy and happiness? And what's one of the reasons that gets you going back week after week to host those for people?
Yeah, to circle back, I started my career running open mics. Mainly, that I just kind of fell into it. It was just something that happened. And have always, somewhere along the line, been involved with running an open mic or an open jam or something. And I found some of the most amazing musicians in my career at these events and these open mics, and just seeing everybody come together and doing what they do, and whether it's not just music, there's comedy, there's all sorts of stuff people do, and but it's just the togetherness of it. I don't want to be all weird and stuff, but it's pretty cool to see, especially up here in the Northwoods. Like I said, you get these people that are here every Monday to the open mic at the Little Brown Jug or at Legends in St. Germain. My buddy Wags, he hosts that. Him and Craig, they run that, and that's been a big deal for a long, long time. And just the people coming together and just jamming, just having a good time. There's no ulterior motives. It's just music, and that's what keeps me going back. And it keeps me pipelined in as well. So I hope that answered that question. Hope I wasn't too much of a politician there. Did I answer that directly?
No, not at all. Yeah, absolutely. That was very direct. No, it's very cool. It's about the connections that you make with one another, and those shared experiences.
Yeah.
They're really special when it comes down to music. A guy like yourself, how many solo gigs are you doing in a year?
Oh, well over 100. There's easily. And if, of course, I can afford it, then I've got some guys that I've been working with for a few years and just recently. So if we want to get crazy, and get the budget for it, we'll do the 4-piece, the 3-piece, 2-piece. It's good times.
Right on.
Make it happen.
Yeah, and so, I think sometimes you experience that as a songwriter. Certain times you're playing a lot of solo gigs. Other times you have opportunity to put your band together and do that. And, sometimes it can just be, I don't know. There's different rewarding aspects to all of that. It's really rewarding to be able to go out on your own and play as your own, solo act. It's really a lot of fun to throw your buddies together and go out and make great music and have a lot of fun for a night with more people.
For sure. Going back to the open mic, this is another thing I love, and I just witnessed this last Tuesday at Happy's with Mark Zanoni. I'd never seen him do acoustic guitar and sing. And so that was really the first time I'd actually seen him play. I've seen him with the band in the groups, but seeing him do his solo thing with an acoustic guitar was phenomenal. And my buddy Wags, I've seen him in a different light. He's doing a lot of these things, and so that's what's really cool to see people strip down from the full band to just their solo thing, and just touching back on that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the other amazing things about open mic night and open jam sessions. If you have a band that you're playing with all the time, and maybe you write songs, but they're not incorporated into your band on the regular because, you're in a cover band that does country music, and
yeah, for sure.
And you got to fill the night and keep people happy and all that sort of stuff. Huge dichotomy of that. You got another song there, hey?
There's one about Krugerville, Texas. Well, we destroyed that town. It's called The Puppets. Some might say it's a little esoteric, but make you think about it. Taken back, now she lays flat, run away, maybe one tap, blackjack, try to fall free, to living can't see, all the wrong turns, scraping bottom, tread lightly, familiar laid tracks, faces count back, take the pain, fire haunt, free time lapse, your family place needs, familiar path breeze, modern soul takers make a world that only sleeps cheap, deep blue lights, lonely midnight fights, break the name, face the game, making longer, make one right, holler towards me, hear my love breathe, the laughter, fear after, where's the danger now, take free, winner's luck, hype, time and played right, find the day, broken way, talking walls that tame your night, life secrets break clean, lying won't bring, the jaded lines crack, it drains another life, empty, bleeding, running down, bleeding, we take it all, bleeding. Burning taste wrath, our fatherless trap, time of day, smaller turns around, praise that mother runs deep, tainted hearts weep, hear the sound crashing down, flavor of the weak heap, curtain call rap, players drop, last find a way, falling farther, bait the rat trap, open eyes seek, the wonders don't cease. Hollywood shakers dim the lights and say the front seat. Deep blue lights, lonely midnight fights, break the name, face the game, faking longer, make one right, holler towards me. Hear my love breathe, the laughter, fear after, where's the danger now? Take free, winner's luck, hype, time and played right, find the way, broken day, talking walls that shame your night life, secrets break clean, lying won't bring, the jaded lines crack, it drains another life, empty, bleeding, running down, bleeding, we take it all, bleeding. Lonely midnight fights, break the name, face the game, faking longer, make one right, holler towards me. Hear my love breathe, the laughter, fear after, where's the danger now? Take free, winner's luck, hype, time and played right, find the day, broken way, talking walls that shame your nightlife, secrets break clean, lying won't bring, the jaded lines crack, it drains another life, empty, bleeding, we're running down, bleeding, we take it all, bleeding. That's called The Puppets. I said that to you earlier. I was like, hey, man, just tell me what to do. I'm your puppet, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Great
Let me
tune.
know.
That's fantastic, man. Joy's tuning in. Joy Dotson. You know Joy? She says you rock, Burton.
Thank you.
What were some of your first inspirations when it came down to music and guitar? What really inspired you to pick up and start playing music? Was there somebody, grandfather, father, in your life that was close to you? Was it, somebody like a Willie Nelson or something like that?
Yeah. Dad had a 12-string guitar when we were young in the late 70s, early 80s, and he would plink around a little bit, do some Peter, Paul, and Mary. But I love this question, and it's the same. It's been the same all over the years. Is what got us into music and entertainment and things like that was the lack of television. Mom and Dad were pretty tight on that. We had to sneak around. They're the ones that come and feel the box. Oh, like we were being sneaky, and they feel the TV. Oh, you had it on. So we had a limited amount of television growing up, and so listening to records, playing Legos, doing whatever. So that was really our outlet.
Right on. That's so cool.
Yeah, I know, right?
People. They're all.
Now I can't get away from the television. I just want to soak it in, carry it with me everywhere.
It's in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's there when you go to sleep at night.
I can't. Gotta have it.
There's a big even. I don't know. Do you feel? I would say like with the tech and with the industry and maybe some of that's politically driven, socially driven. I remember 8 years ago they said you got to have a Facebook if you have a business or whatever. Do you find social media takes up and consumes a whole lot of your time as a singer-songwriter, performing musician, because you're using it as a business tool to, book gigs and promote things, or do you try to balance it? Are you kind of indifferent to that?
Well, that's a good question. I don't even have Facebook on my phone anymore. I just have it on the iPad.
Nice.
And I can only use the iPad if it's connected to some sort of Wi-Fi. And I'll put throw an ad out there, do the shows, do the this, do the that, maybe put something silly out there every now and then, but it doesn't take up a lot of my time. Now, if I get in the rabbit hole, scrolling down, checking people's stuff, and then there's a video, and then you get in the rabbit hole, that could take an hour or two, but most of the time it's in and out. Build the ad in the office, throw it into the thing. All right, that was a good day.
It's like, it's really nice to be able to automate some things.
Yeah, it's a great tool. I love it. That's what I use it for, is kind of the advertising. Most people know that now. Now, there was an era when I first got my first Facebook page years and years ago. I was one of those guys, just saying stupid things. Like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Well, it is something that comes to head whether or not you're, Bob Dylan or Burton Tyler, as a public figure, whatnot. Sometimes people get chastised, if you will, for speaking out politically or for social issues.
Oh, sure, yeah. I steer away from that stuff. I'm like, we'll let everybody else do that.
Yeah, it's, there's sometimes it's like a self, you're dictating that to yourself, like where it's appropriate and where it's not,
Oh, yeah. I got a bunch of friends. They just
right?
throw up all over the place. It's great. I love to mess with them about it, too, on FC. I was like, oh, I saw that post. That's crazy. I can't believe you said that.
Yeah. Well,
hey, whatever. Everybody uses it for their own, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
And it, part of it, I think, for me, it's about, expression, and that freedom of speech issue or whatnot, the creative thing as well. If there's something creatively that you got to express, maybe you end up putting it out there in a song or something like that. I think
for sure. That's
sometimes
a good way to do it.
Yeah, sometimes the same thing, like if there's an overwhelming feeling, like, you've got like your videos of like, name the musician, right? And they're on stage and they're they're ripping up a heckler or they're
I love those.
Fill in the blank there, but it seems as though that everybody had their moment where they do something like that, an outpouring or whatever. But
yep, definitely.
But otherwise,
I love it.
Really,
people are crazy.
Yeah, good and groovy to keep a positive vibe going though, and make it about the music, bring them into the story about the songs and stuff like that, And...
Well, speaking of stories, here's a good one. This is called Western Swing. A family friend of ours years ago named Ken Garland wrote this for a class he was in, and years later we got a hold of it, edited it, recorded it, copyrighted it. So it's kind of cool. My first piece of a copyright. On an individual kind of level, I guess. It's a thank you song about Bob Wills. There's a West Texas town called Turkey, where cowboys chew and eat beef jerky. Rode with a sound called Western Swing. And in those days it was the only thing. Grew of a man named Bob Wills, whose songs were heard from the plains to the hills. The Light Crust Doughboys was his band, with Al and Smokey the best in the land. We've all asked what made Bob holler. It wasn't for the fame or for the dollar. The folks around just wanted to hear San Antone Rose and bubbles in my beer. Crystal Springs people love to dance and sing, listening to his music on WBAP. And they won't forget those good old days when they were young and set in their ways. Thanks for the good times you brought to me, drinking and thinking how it used to be. Getting off work, hitting the bars, trying to wash away those loving scars. Shuffling across those sawdust floors, feuding and fighting and then back for more. Oh, thanks for the good times you brought to me. We all know that Bob's not with us. His songs and records cannot collect dust, because his western swinging will be for the Texas playboys who would dare to see. Tommy and Leon were still around, singing the songs from town to town. With Merle Haggard and folks like that, no one can forget his tall white hat. Those twin Texas fiddles in our ears, listening to his music we hold so dear. And that's why Texas music is our life. Lake Dallas to Houston and those roadhouse dives. The most good things come to an end. To let Bob die would be a sin. The singers and pickers remember his name, for he's a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. Thanks for the good times you brought to me, drinking and thinking how it used to be. Getting off work, hitting the bars, trying to wash away those loving scars. Shuffling across those sawdust floors, feuding and fighting and then back for more. Oh, thanks for the good times you brought to me. Oh, thanks for the good times you brought to me. Oh, thanks for the good times you brought to me. That's called Western Swing. Hope you enjoyed that song.
Wow. Yeah, that was
Tune
nice.
about the legendary Bob Wills.
I was going to say there are a lot of fantastic musicians that have come out of Texas.
Yeah, you know that's right. Oh, my gracious. It's a big state.
Yeah, big state. Yeah. West Texas swing.
Yeah. I love that.
Do you have a...
There's a band that we met down in Austin. We saw their show one year. I was playing a show down there. I can't remember the venue, but we went and saw a band. They're called Deuce Coupe. They're just like this West Texas swing band. It was phenomenal. We still listen to their CD all these years later. It's great. Good times.
I've got a friend, Barb, who really likes Guy Clark. She's got this favorite...
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got this favorite tune called Watermelon Dream. Are you familiar with that one?
I'm not quite. I'd have to hear it, you know. Somebody told me, he was like, recently, like, I want you to play some Tom T. Hall. I'm like, oh, there you go. There's a little Texas for you there. Well, speaking of Texas, this is complete opposite from Texas. I was born and raised in Texas. Of course, grandma's side of the family, they immigrated to Ontonagon in the UP in 1884. It's like, what, 130-something years ago? So I got that Yooper blood, too. You know, that Yooper and Texas blood thing going.
I was going to say, you've got that song, I've Been Everywhere.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what I was leaning into here. My brother Travis started writing this years ago and tried to play it down south a few times. It didn't make any sense. Nobody knew what the heck I was talking about. And after we moved up here, we finally was like, all right, it's time to put this thing together and record it. So we did this last year up in Paynesville. Recorded this.
They say, what's an ishpeming?
Yeah, right. Exactly. So yeah, it's a parody. Actually, it was just with the copyright guy today. I messed something up. He's like, hey, did you mean to do this? No, I did not. He's like, all right, I'll fix it for you. Certificate will be in the mail here in a couple weeks. Copy that.
Oh.
So that's nice. So here's one for all my Yoopers, all my mates, my cousins. I know I got cousins up there somewhere. We just don't know it. I was toting my pack along southbound M64 when along came a log truck with a freshly cut double load. He said, if you're going through the woods, Mac, with me you can ride. So I climbed up in his cab and then I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and trees. I said, listen there, bud. I've traveled every road in this UP. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross these deserts bare, man. Breathe this mountain air, man. Of travels I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Kenton, Lance, Ontonagon, Dearton, Mackinac, Ewan, Crows live in Fenton, Watton, Houghton, Lake Gate, Chagumi, Porcupine Mountains, Rock Sioux, St. Marie, Ishpeming, Ironwood, Iron Mountain, Iron River, Eagle Harbor, Eagle River, Paint River makes me shiver. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Breathe this mountain air, man. Ain't afraid of bears, man. Of travels I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Painesville, Gatesville, Sydenham, Interior, Rose was born on the shores of Superior, Bond Falls, Agate Falls, Beriga, Bessemer, the Slate, Thunder Lake, Presque Island, Eleanor, Gogebic, Scandia, Teepee Lake, like Buddhist Air, Cedarville, Pernville, Hermansville, what the hell? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross these deserts bare, man. Breathe this mountain air, man. Of travels I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Witch Lake, Woodlawn, Eckerman, Lathrop, Drummond on a Limestone, Foster City, Pine Stump, Quinnipiac, Merriman, Garden Corners, Carbondale, Matchwood, Epiphay, Granite Bluff, and Masonville, Paradise, LaRussa Bar, Marinisco, Rapid River, Stonington, Sugar Island, see what I mean? And now I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Breathe this mountain air, man. Ain't afraid of bears, man. Of travels I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. So many people come up to me like, hey man, you didn't put that town in there. I grew up there. Dang, I can't do all of them. Guess we'll have to write some more verses, I'm sure. I've seen a Jeepway, Ottawa, Hill Royal, Escanaba, Des, Tyler, Robinson, Brule, Big Bay, Denot, Killdeer, Curry Lake, Anagani, Michigami, Land O'Lakes, Priest Camp, Victory, Trout Lake, Twin Lake, St. Ignace, Silver City, Fort Wilkins, Copper City, Gibbs City, what a pity. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Breathe this mountain air, man. Ain't afraid of bears, man. Of travels I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Skaney, Seney, Menominee, Merriweather, Stamball, Paulding, Burn Dam, Jumbo River, Waters Meet, Trout Creek, Manistique, Munising, Marquette, Crystal Falls, Berglund, Bruce Crossing, Calumet, Caspian, Mohawk, Hancock. I know Ed Rock. I've been to the Sulaks. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Breathe this mountain air, man. Ain't afraid of bears, man. Of travels I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Breathe this mountain air, man. Ain't afraid of bears, fans. Of travels I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. When it comes to Upper Michigan, I've been everywhere.
Yeah, baby.
That Bears fans for my friend Russ.
Bears, not afraid of Bears fans.
That's for all my family, mom, dad, and brother, sister, cousins, all of them. Thank you guys.
Aaron from Bad Bones Barbecue just
Bad Bones.
checked in saying hi. What's happening, boss?
Nice. What's up, Baba?
Great to see you tonight. Great to have you here. And yeah, do you have I mean, you probably got like a dozen favorite artists. Do you want to name a few of them?
Oh, it's just like anybody else. I could name off 14 artists, and I like really listening to obscure music. I'll throw on Pandora and listen to some weird stuff all day long. But no, I can't say that one is better than the other. Of course, I definitely, growing up, John Denver was definitely my favorite. John Denver had the Muppets album and some other stuff and things like that. So I would definitely say if I had to choose, there's a pile to choose from, and John Denver was in there, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll pick that one. Right on.
Aaron's just chimed in with Boxcar Girl.
Boxcar Girl. I like it. I was telling you this earlier, Scott. This gal that I met down on College Station years ago, it was Magic Girl. She wrote this song, and so it was probably in 2005, somewhere around there. And took her CD home and listened to it that weekend and called her up and, hey, I really like this song. Can I cover that? Sure. And we played music, mini shows over the next few years. And I was like, hey, can I record that? She's like, yep, please record it. Do something with it. And so it's been a part of our show ever since. And again, these are those obscure artists that I just love to feed off of. So let's see. Let's do a little tame version here. Boxcar Girl. She's a call girl from Abilene, barely legal sweet Josephine. She lives by the railroad tracks, rolling steam. Hollywood pictures tempt her to leave. Josie girl, wait by the tracks to catch your dreams. Boxcar girl, watch her twirl. Boxcar girl. She meets a man at the Star Motel bar. They smoke cigarettes and they play cards. They drink Will whiskey and rob some cars. He made her red shoe girl on Hollywood Boulevard. Josie girl, don't look down. There's a belt around your arm. Boxcar girl, watch her twirl. Boxcar girl. Sores on her skin and bugs in her hair. She lays with sick men 'cause she don't care. She takes her dollars to the drug corners there. Break shakes her body while he just stares. Josie girl, here comes the train. On those cars, you don't need no fare. Go back to Texas, it ain't too far. Least your mama's there. Train pulls into Abilene. Boxcar girl coming back to the welfare scene. They find her body in car 15, barely beautiful in this heavy machine. Josie girl, sweet Josephine. Boxcar girl from Abilene. Boxcar girl, watch her twirl. Boxcar girl. She's a call girl from Abilene. Boxcar girl. Cheers.
Right on, man. Wow, what a lady. Boxcar girl.
Yeah, I missed
Tough
that
life,
girl.
man.
We lost track of her a long time ago. She was kind of a vagabond.
Did she ride trains and stuff? And
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure
around?
she. My brother would have to give me a little more
the Jack
background. He knew her
Kerouac
first.
type,
Yeah, it was good times.
on the road and whatnot.
Good times, man. Mom and Dad told me one year, they're like, if we were in late 1800s, early 1900s, you would have packed your stick in your knapsack and walked down the tracks. You might be right. It was at a different time.
What?
Speaking of time, how much time we got, man?
Oh man. Well, you know me.
Nice. I don't want to get us in trouble.
There's we got all the time in the world. Yes. However, if we're coming up on right about 45 minutes, so I mean, format-wise for the program, maybe 2 more songs would be great.
Sure. Okay.
And as like a minimum, 'cause
I like it.
I would take as many as you want to go for, But I also
Let's do
know
a couple.
we're in Wisconsin, Northwoods. We're getting hammered with snow.
I've got nowhere to be but
You got
right
nowhere
here.
to be, right? I love
I've
it.
got nowhere to be but right here,
it.
brother.
Man, let's talk about gear for a little bit. Nice Yamaha acoustic guitar.
Yeah, this is.
How long has that been your axe?
This is the one since I got it in 2004.
Wow, righteous.
Yeah,
So-
he's got some problems. He needs some work. He's all beat up and dented in, and this back here, and but yeah, this is the Yamaha. I can't tell you his name on the air, but anyone who knows me, they know his name. He's a good boy though. He's got a wicked preamp in here. This is just a Yamaha preamp, and
Right on.
yeah, I was looking at a Taylor. I borrowed one from Andy Lund, Taylor rep here in Minocqua, or over in Minocqua. And where are we?
A Rhinelander right now.
But
Don't get out of there
I was
without
trying
getting
to, I was
Irish.
trying to like it, and I turned out I was setting it wrong, and
Oh.
so I'm gonna try it again because it might be time for a new one. But I sure do love this guy. He's good.
Been through a lot of shows. How many shows do you say? Shoot. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
think
probably
over 100 shows a year for however many years, easily
thousand
at
shows.
least for sure.
And
then all the open mics. That's how he got his name. Everybody that didn't bring a guitar would
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
This is called Late Night. It's a little tune about Lake Dallas and Louisville with some old pals. Cherie, my beautiful woman, she has a plug in this. It's her second song for a plug. She's at home right now. She wasn't having it. Break down this rabbit town, $100 for the pain. Fly down that road I make just to find a little strange. Bandmates, group rates, a couple hundred numbs our mind. Blonde fate on a cougar plate, easy boy, they'll rock you blind. Steel horse on a reckless course, now we're way too drunk to drive. Sharp wind in our face again, we sober up enough to try. See a girl who will break our world, who decides to take her home. Flip a coin, oh it's double-sided, it's a trick I've used before. Welcome my friends to this late night crash. Don't drop that bottle, girl, it could be your last. Here's to our late night crash. Friday night, 2 shows, and we might meet when we get through. Jaeger bombs, 20 cigarettes, 30 beers, and groupies too. Late night, no fight, but with the man to get our pay. Cool fans, slow jams, now we play for 5 more days. Huntsville, College Station to Killeen, up to Waco, here we go. Denton, LD, Fort Worth, and Dallas, Wichita was a hell of a show. Texas bred, don't have an Eastern head, they do it how they wanna do. Record label told them how to dress, so they gave a big F.U. Welcome my friends to this late night crash. Don't drop that cigarette, it could be your last. Here's to our late night crash. Welcome my friends to this late night crash. Don't drop that bottle, girl, it could be your last. Here's to our late night crash. Here's to our late night crash. Late night. Hope you enjoyed that tune. I try to write songs self-explanatory. You know, doesn't always work.
What do you think is the most difficult thing about songwriting? Do you find it difficult, I guess?
Yeah, I haven't written a new one in a while. Not anything that I would play publicly anyway.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Do you find yourself closer with fiction or fantasy when it comes to the writing perspective, or do you have a fair amount of both?
Oh, it's all real. Yeah, it's again, if you read between the lines or the, you know, it's there. It's you know, just like anybody else, the experience that you had, and you just word it the way that it needs to be worded, and you know, a lot of people do that. It's kind
The
of the whole
names and
point.
faces have been protected. Names have been altered to protect the innocent or the guilty.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, This is just a song that we started writing. I say we, me and the people in my head. The birthday party in the in Portland, Oregon. In 2003, I started writing it on a napkin. You know, the classic napkin thing. It was a little Irish pub downtown Portland. I was doing a shutdown at the Oregon Steel Mill and stuff. And a decade later, this is what came out.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a little bit.
So this is one of those fantasy stories. You know, this is just a story about three people. You know, three dudes and some chicks, right? It's called Irish Tomorrow. The sun's setting low and we're looking to go to the dirtiest pub that we call our new home. We straighten our hats and we're ready to hold a draw of cold ale and a bottle. Turn low, there'll be mugs on the left, there'll be mugs on the right. Three Wind River lads who are looking to fight, not with men or with women, but that cold winter's bite. Will be Irish tomorrow and Scottish tonight. Do the hose and the haze. The clock says 9:30, our faces are red. We 4 pints apiece and 2 baskets of bread. The band sounds so much better, let's have 7 more. Our lassies walked in, we can fall on the floor. There'll be mugs on the left, there'll be mugs on the right. Three Wind River lads who are looking to fight, not with men or with women, but that cold winter's bite. Will be Irish tomorrow and Scottish tonight. Hey, ho! It's time for last call, let's have one for the ditch. Let's keep the night going, we pennies to pitch. We empty our pockets to find coins made of gold. No golden coins here, we spent hours ago. There'll be mugs on the left, there'll be mugs on the right. Three Wind River lads who are looking to fight, not with men or with women, but that cold winter's bite. Will be Irish tomorrow and Scottish tonight. Oh, hey! There'll be mugs on the left, there'll be mugs on the right. Three Wind River lads who are looking to fight. There'll be no fighting here at Kirby's place. Not with men or with women, but that hot summer's bite. Will be Irish tomorrow and Scottish tonight. Will be Irish tomorrow and Scottish tonight. Hey, hey, yeah, man. There it is, Irish tomorrow.
Righteous, man.
That's got one of my classic plugs that everybody's heard me say. One for the ditch. All right, let's have one for the ditch.
Yeah, man.
That's where that comes from.
It's good. Good rule of thumb in the wintertime, you know. It makes the snow land a little bit lighter.
Yeah, I've been stuck every year that we've been up here at one point or another.
No way.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be up in the UP this weekend.
Where are you going to be at in the UP up this weekend?
Be up in Marinesco on Lake Gogebic.
Oh, beautiful place.
And then next weekend we'll be at another place on Lake Ogibic. We got the Root Cellar on this weekend, and then next weekend AJ's Walleye Lodge, and those guys are one of my new UP sponsors. We're working out a really cool deal to kind of seal up Lake Ogibic. That'd be kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then, of course, Taco Tuesday, every third Tuesday of the month. I do Taco Tuesday up in Bruce Crossing at Twilly's, and that's good times. We've been doing that for about 3 years, and so it's a UP couple of weeks, man. I love it. My stomping grounds. But back to getting stuck. I got stuck at AJ Walleye's a few weeks ago. That was good times. It's a really, really steep hill getting down to their place.
It was still mud season then, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just got one of those weird 8 inches of snow overnight kind of things, and
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that I find that winter travel, while it being a necessity, and we're used to it. Obviously, it's just one of those things that you got to plan for. It can be one of the most difficult things about traveling and being a musician in the wintertime in this climate, just getting to the gig, getting home from the gig.
Oh yeah, there's a big joke years ago in 2016. I was playing up at the Rusaw, and I'd never been up here in the winter, and I just took the road that I normally take in the summer. It's a logging road, 1700. I got all sorts of stuck. Got an email signal, emailed Texas. They called Upper Michigan. They called Mass City at the Rusaw, and they finally came and got me. But learned the hard way. That was great, man. We were recording a song last winter up in Paynesville, and I turned around on the road, had the trailer, and I didn't quite make it, and it slipped off to the edge, and they had to come pull me out after the recording. That was good times.
Oh.
Do we have any more time? Do we have time for another song? I definitely would.
Yes, please.
Play that.
Yes, please. John and Becky from Texas are tuned in.
Hey, that's my aunt and uncle. How about that?
That's what, yeah. Yeah, they would love to hear some more tunes from you.
So my bandmate Steve Aho wrote this, and we recorded it last year up in Paynesville. And my CD wasn't working, the one they handed me, so I turned around and go, man, that's when we got stuck. But it was this night, and I just love this song. I did percussion and harmonies to it, and it's just so good. So I've been covering it ever since. It's called Whiskey Again. Yeah, right. Well, I think I'll drink whiskey again, though we haven't been the very best of friends. And I've walked through the fire, made amends. Think I'll drink whiskey again. We fade in the dark, trying to remember the words of a song. Standing by the fire, well, it's going strong. Rising with desire, and I think I'll drink whiskey again. I think I'll drink whiskey again, though we haven't been the very best of friends. And I've walked through the fire, made amends. Think I'll drink whiskey again. I think I'll drink whiskey again, though we haven't been the very best of friends. And I've walked through the fire, made amends. Think I'll drink whiskey again. Don't tell me it's wrong to aimlessly wander till the morning comes. The sun is getting brighter, well, it feels so warm, rising ever higher. Think I'll drink whiskey again. I think I'll drink whiskey again, Though we haven't been the very best of friends, and I've walked through the fire, made amends. Think I'll drink whiskey again. Well, I think I'll drink whiskey again. Well, I think I'll drink whiskey again. Whiskey Again, that's a Steve Aho tune. I love that song. Love to play it. People get into it.
Oh, let's have another round. Can we have another round of whiskey?
Please and thank you. Nice.
Man, it is such a treat to have you here for a
thanks for
living room
having
session.
me. My pleasure.
I've been following you since you kind of got up to the area a little bit, and it's, just recently that we've been able to connect.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful for that. And I'm really stoked and grateful for what you're doing. Like I said, being out there, putting your music out there, and helping other people put their music out there, via like hosting the jam sessions.
Absolutely. I love doing it, and it's just little things in life that keep it going,
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, thank you. I love all the support, all my friends, all my music friends, and of course the venues that hire me and help me do this. So that's really great.
What do you say to the young guy who wants to play music, who's out there?
Well, for a living, if anyone that wants to play music for a living, I try to relate it to mowing lawns. Try to simplify it down. It's so, what does a person need to do to start a lawn business? Which, by the way, we started one in 4th grade. That's kind of when I started becoming an entrepreneur of sorts. It's both. So you need your lawnmower, you need the know-how, get your clients, do the job, do it well, get hired back, keep your books. So it's very simple if to break it down. Do your marketing, your advertising, things like that. But that's the simplest way to put it is, just think of what you would need to do to start a lawn business, just around the neighborhood, start small. And that's how I try to, when people ask this question, how I try to give back on it. So hope that helps anyone.
Yeah, right on. You're talking before about the difference a little bit in the scenes, Austin, Texas scene, West Texas in general, just the massive music scene that is, bubbling out of the state of Texas.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
And you've got, a lot of competition,
Lots.
as well as the community that's there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you're saying, if people are vying to be number one, struggling, for like a chunk of that pie,
Oh, for sure. And there's so many radio stations down there that cater to that, so that's the goal, is to be number one. I always kind of just hid in the shadows, and I'm just like, I just like to play and make a paycheck at it, make a living at it. That's good enough for me. And things like this, little radio things and the podcasts, and yeah, it's nice and chill up here. I love it.
Yeah,
so good.
It's kind of like go at your own pace as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that I certainly benefited, from the opportunity to grow. Like when I first started playing, it was like 20 cover songs, 20 original songs, and that was my set for a gig.
Sure.
And I was starting out, and I was going for whatever they would feel like paying me at the end of the night.
Been there, done that. We've all done that.
I was also like 20, and I had a really cheap apartment, like the size of this living room. So it became about things being in perspective and living within your means, and not that we all wouldn't love to have a song that somebody picked up and put out there, and even if it's like a song like Boxcar Girl,
you never know. And that's when I get the rights to these songs, I've got a bunch of them from singer-songwriters that I've personally met and performed with the exception of the one that I told you about earlier. That's it right there. If something comes of the song, well then, okay, well here's your money. Here, take, here's your royalties. Thank you for writing an amazing song. And you never know it. That's how it happens a lot of the times, you know, just the obscure songwriter finds that great hit. So
What is it about a song that attracts you to it? Is it the story? Is it
definitely the
the
story.
artist?
Yeah, the story for sure. I'm a storyteller, I guess, in a sense, and it's where I pick up a lot of these crazy, obscure tunes. I'm like, oh man, that was a hell of a story. I got to play that. I got to cover that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's great. Corona. I was gonna get fish beers. I told you that, the Two-Hearted Ale, but they didn't have any. So
Those are fantastic.
Yeah,
I love those.
oh yeah,
You know, there's a lot of great things that come from the UP and that Bell's Brewery,
sure.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the Two-Hearted Ale is really delicious.
Yeah, my buddies across the lake, Ben and the Olsons over there, the Likers, they have a big party every year that we got involved with, and they're like, "Yeah, you want a fish beer?" And I thought that's what they were called, and I went to order one a couple of times at the bar, and they're like, "What the heck are you talking about, man?"
Fish beer?
It's like the fish beer, you know? I didn't know that it was Two-Hearted Ale. I was like, "Oh, well, there you go."
Well, they say Ellen and Glenn are watching from Sulphur Springs.
Oh yeah, it's my other aunt and uncle. That's awesome.
Denise and Joel from Fredericksburg.
Yeah, all those Aggies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's nice.
They're digging your
Good job.
your sweatshirt represent, you know. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. What a treat. Okay, recording and whatnot, because you've got your original tunes and you've got songs that you pick up from other artists that you like to share and record as well. What is your process for recording and putting your music out there? Are you a DIYer? Are you going into different studios, you know, for a few sessions, you know, et cetera, et cetera?
I probably recorded over 10 different studios over the year. And I like to do a live setting, kind of like this, maybe with the plug-in and the earphones. I like to keep it real simple, keep that raw live. Because it just, you know, like a lot of people, you know, artists, I want it to be a representation of what you're going to hear on stage. I don't want the bells and whistles. Yeah, we can do a fun bells and whistle one, but I want it to be a live recording in a sense. Because I mean, how many people have been to a show? You see the artist live, and you're like, "What the heck is going on here?"
Yeah.
It's not what I listened to for the last 10 months. Yeah. On their CD. That's not it. So
Slide the
that's
tracks
the
in.
goal anyway. Man.
That's awesome. I love that approach too. It's the real and the authentic approach.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get to hide anywhere.
Well, it's a lot easier to communicate with each other. You know, especially if you're with a group of guys or girls, you know, that you're recording with. You know, that eye contact, just like you are on stage, is so important than being isolated with a click track or whatever it may be. And not that that's a bad way to do it. It's just I like to be able to see my guys and gals for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of guys and gals, are there other local folks from the scene that you've met that you want to give a shout out to?
Let's see, Nikolai and the Wags and Craig and Bradley and Ben.
Yes, we could go on all day.
Of course, mom and dad and family and brother, sister, Travis, Ramona, and Hillary and everybody. And Cherie, my beautiful, beautiful woman who's sitting on the couch right now. I didn't want to give her the link. She would have messed it all up. She's like, well, I'll watch it later if it's a recording of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, all my Yooper friends and family. It's so cool. I still have a couple of cousins that live around here. My dad calls them free-range cousins. So, yeah, they're in Rhinelander.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool.
How often do you get to travel and go see family and get back down to Texas and all that sort of stuff? Are you kind of have a route that you do maybe once or twice a year?
No, not anymore. Since we moved here, I haven't been back. You know, this is where we're at, and especially with all the weirdness over the last couple of years, I'm like, I'm good. Yeah, no big deal. So no, we're here.
Right on.
Yeah, travel to the shows, travel back. Try not to hit the ditch.
Fantastic. Oh man, well you want to do one more? Or
Yeah, we could do one more if you're feeling it.
I mean, like I said, I
got nowhere to be, man.
This is amazing. I've just always loved the opportunity to sit down and listen to music in my living room, you know, connect with people such as yourselves.
We're gonna try this. I've never really figured out how to play this song. I always relied on the band to do this one. So we'll see if we can get it in here. It's called Slip of Your Heart. Me and my mom wrote this together. She had a bunch of lyrics from poems back in the 70s and handed them to me one day, and I looked through them and found one that I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So I mixed it up, broke it down, and by the end of it, I heard this kind of Patsy Cline thing in my head. I don't know. Sounds really cool with the slide and whatnot, but we'll see what happens. Called Slip of Your Heart. How did this happen to you? You weren't being very smart to fall in love so easily with every slip of your heart. Let them be your best friends and laugh about each day, but never let them know you feel this foolish way. You'll always be apart with every slip of your heart. You know she's in love with you. She loves you strong, that's true. The warm, sweet looks that she gives can never belong to you. Let them bring their sorrows to you, their joys and triumphs too. Would fade to silent halls if they ever knew. You'll always be apart with every slip of your heart. We should have worked this one up, man. I know, what were we thinking? Satisfied with what you have, a memory now and then. Hold the secret close inside, let guilty language win. And you'll always be apart with every slip of your heart. You'll always be apart with every slip of your heart. Well, there's a broken version of it, you know, it's somewhere in there.
That was so awesome.
I know. I can never get that slide down and get that chord in there. I'm like, oh, I'll let my bandmates do it. And now look at me, looking kind of stupid.
Well, no, that gets back to some of the dichotomy of, the difference of being a solo and being with the band. You know, sometimes it does feel sometimes as though it's like, oh gosh, it's such a full sound with everybody, and
yeah, then your ears like, hey, where's that harmony? Where's the guitar? Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes when they're back to back, it has like the biggest,
yeah,
like you're able to notice it the most or whatever. But
yeah, I started off, just doing solo stuff, and then before I knew it, I had a 7-piece band at its biggest, and did that for years and years, 2, 3, 4 pieces, 5, and came up here and it's like, well, we're gonna take it back down to the solo, and like I said, when we can afford it, we hiring our guys, and Mark and Andy and the Wags and Nikolai and people like that, and yeah, thank you, Bad Bones and Mud Creek. We got a little something. We got some fun stuff coming up with Bad Bones and Mud Creek. Oh my gosh, Aaron's working on his mobile smoker, so we're gonna do some traveling, a little barbecue and music tour.
On the road again?
Oh, you already know,
oh,
man.
Shoot,
it's
baby.
So good. I'm so excited.
Oh,
We're all
my
really
gosh.
stoked. So yeah,
Yes.
We planted that seed here this summer, and here recently he went back down to Kansas or whatever and came back with the cylinder. So
Yes.
it's the start.
That is awesome.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Barbecue, rub it on my face.
Oh, to have the, because of course, the blues and barbecue and music and the barbecue, it goes so well. It goes hand in hand. It's such a culture.
Yeah, I've probably...
It's not something, I mean, it's a little bit around here in the north parts, but it's definitely seems sort of like culturally a southern thing,
Oh,
where
yeah.
You got, a lot of smokehouses and a lot of barbecues.
It's hard to
and your
find
blues
awesome
joints or
barbecue up
whatever,
here because it's just a different style. It's made differently, and you got to have that southern flair. And by southern, I mean somewhere by the Mason-Dixon line, or maybe in downtown Chicago. One of those awesome places.
Yeah.
I probably there for a while. I think 60% of my shows in a year were all barbecue places. It was phenomenal. All over Texas, it was good times.
Great eating.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Do you have a favorite like style of barbecue, or do you not discriminate?
Yeah, not too salty.
Not too salty.
Obviously, not too much salt, and that's where a lot of these guys will get a little crazy with the rub, but and I don't even put sauce on it. I don't even want the sauce, and that's a good barbecue right there. If you don't need the sauce or even have the will for sauce, then something's going on, right? So
yeah.
Good job, Bad Bones. Good job, man. Good job, Bubba.
Getting it done.
Getting her done. Yep.
You mentioned the other song you just played. You had co-written with your mother.
Yeah. It's good times.
Do you
We copyrighted that one, recorded it, copywrote that as well. So.
Do you find it like that one? You're making some edits to the poetry that you're looking at and fitting it to the song?
Yeah, taking the base of it and scrambling it, mixing it, throwing in whatever I feel it needs. I've done that with a song years ago. I was in Lake Dallas, Texas, playing pool one afternoon, and so Vietnam vet came in and kind of, I guess he'd heard of me, or we just started talking, and he's like, I've got a poem that I wrote. What do you think about putting music to it and putting it down and recording it? And so I did. I spent a week on it, took it back to him, played it for him, and it was super emotional, and it's called Forgotten Heroes. And for the life of me, I can't even remember how most of it goes now. It's been so long. But yeah, taking those words and just somebody else's, the idea of the song, and then scrambling it, putting it how, I might think it is. And same with Slip of Your Heart. That's kind of what we came up with. Same with Western Swing. Those are the end results from just a bunch of stuff written on a page. Yeah, and condensing it down, from 4 pages to 1 is really hard to try to find those particular parts when you're doing something like that.
Yeah, there was a guy who I had a session with not too long ago, a guy from Texas, Curtis McMurtry, and
Nice.
He was on tour and he talked about his songwriting process, where he kind of writes a little bit every day, and at the end of time, the month or whatever, then he just kind of, condenses that down, distills it all into, like a common theme or thread or protagonist, throughout all
Absolutely.
that. He said it alleviated a lot of the, pressure for songwriting and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a good process. We probably have I don't know, 8 notepads all over the house, in the studio, upstairs, in this room. Now, for us, it's trying to remember, oh yeah, we wrote that cool lyric down. Where did that pad go? What did we do with that? And my buddy Steve up in his studio up in Painesville, his entire studio is lyrics. The refrigerator, the walls, the folders, the everywhere. And you could probably write 25 songs just looking at his studio.
Well, you're also a multi-instrumentalist. You're not just a guitar picker.
Well,
right?
I play one other instrument, percussion, the cajon, the djembe, and my little hybrid kit. But I mean, I have a harmonica and I can do a couple of things, but that's about it. So if you want to call that multi,
okay. Well,
but no, more than anything, I'm the vocalist, I guess.
When it comes down to like your songwriting, and when you're, when a song's in its infancy and whatnot, are you the type of writer who's got it worked out in your head? Like you hear all those other parts in the orchestration and the arrangement?
I've done that.
And you get that, or sometimes that just comes out with the art, the other musicians that you got in the session, the band members, what they bring to the table and whatnot.
Well, I'll tell you, here's a great example. Maybe we can play this song if we have time.
Oh yeah.
We
got all night.
Okay, cool. I was doing some shows down south, and again, of course, in College Station. I spent some time down there. But I went down, did the show. Something happened with the money or whatever. But so I was just totally like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to make it home on the amount of gas I have, the amount of fuel? It's rainy, one of those perfect storms. And a song came into my, some lyrics came into my head, and I wrote the song all the way home. I stopped halfway in Waco and wrote down as much as I could. And then on the rest of the way home back to Lake Dallas, Texas, wrote the rest of it in my head and trying to remember it over and over and singing it out loud over and over. So I couldn't write at the time because the conditions were not cool. It was so rainy, you couldn't see anything, and so sometimes you have to force yourself to remember what's going on, instead of, like I said, the other, like we were talking about, the other approach. Sometimes you actually have to force yourself to do it because you don't have a choice. If you want to remember what you've done and not forget it 4 hours later, that's what you do.
Yeah, there's certainly stacks and stacks of papers with ideas and sound bites or little fortune cookies, and then other times where it all comes together as part of the process, start to finish, kind of in one concise little session. Well, what's up, Ray and Marcia?
Ray and Marcia, they're nice. They'll be at Mud Creek this Saturday. It's called Lone Star Rage. Ended up becoming the name of the band for a few years, which is kind of cool. We'll play the slow version. It's kind of a tongue twister. No, I'm dead broke, no hope, the lights are going really dim, the fog is getting heavy, it seems the road will never end. Wanna see my baby, but I got the shaft again. That's just the brakes in the Lone Star Rage. Needle in the red and I'm looking for some pocket change. 35 split east-west and that's the game. Rolling from a show in the southern Brazos Valley way. That's what I do in the Lone Star Rage. It's a state of mind, it takes you high. Hurry cause you got no time, life is short, so make the point. Be the one to show the world, got control and that you're sure. Never gonna let it go, you're on the top. It's okay to sometimes let the people know you never really go away. Let's just let them take your day. In Texas we don't play that way. We Lone Star Rage. We Lone Star Rage. Trapped in the office all day, playing pad hands for the man staring out the window. If you're lucky, you can catch a glance at people passing by. Man, you wish that you could take a chance. That's just the way of the Lone Star Rage. The Reverend might say you've been healed and you're on your way to the promised land. We all want to have a place. Very few know how the human race will change his face. He's got the great thing called the Lone Star Rage. It's a state of mind that takes you high. Hurry, cause you got no time. Life is short, so make the point. Be the one to show the world got control and that you're sure never gonna let it go. You're on the top. It's okay to sometimes let the people know you never really go away. Lest you let them take your day. In Texas, we don't play that way. We're Lone Star Rage. We're Lone Star Rage. Rain is pouring down in a color wheel. I've got the chills, the world needs to be painted. He's gonna take it to Brazil, a pistol in his hand, draws his life and how it's standing still. The Lone Star Rage is a worldwide thing. She's a spirit in the wind, beating down on my back door. How am I gonna make the rent doing the only thing I love? Girl, she's in a crunch. It's the freedom that'll keep her up another fine day in the Lone Star Rage. It's a state of mind that takes you high. Hurry, cause you got no time. Life is short, so make the point. Be the one to show the world got control and that you're sure never gonna let it go. You're on the top. It's okay to sometimes let the people know you never really go away. Let's just let them take your day. In Texas, we don't play that way. We're Lone Star Rage. We're Lone Star Rage. I'm a little out of tune there. So I suck it up, I get tough, you know I'm gonna make the cut. Gotta be in Dallas by Wednesday to make the buck. Family on my side, so you know I won't. That's what I do in the Lone Star Rage. I ride it out, fight it out, it really doesn't matter how. As long as someone digs the tune, the job is done. Take a bow, baby on the right takes care of business, so we rock it out. That's what we do in the Lone Star Rage. It's a state of mind that takes you high. Hurry, cause you got no time. This life is short, so make the point. Be the one to show the world got control and that you're sure never gonna let it go. You're on the top. It's okay to sometimes let the people know you never really go away. Let's just let them take your day. In Texas, we don't play that way. We're Lone Star Rage. Yeah, we're Lone Star Rage. In this Lone Star Rage. We're Lone Star Rage. Do you Lone Star Rage? How's your Lone Star Rage? That's the slow version. Lone Star Rage. Did you hear that wonky string in there? What was that?
Was that your B?
Yeah, it was. Look at you over there, Mr. B.
I mean, I just saw your fingers. It's not.
Synth it.
So a lot of people industry-wise are saying, listen, man, cars are not even being built with CD players installed. There's no tape decks. Everything's a USB port.
Yep.
Are you of the, of that, like, so we recognize that. Okay, so are you interested in putting out an album then? Or are you thinking, gosh, it makes more sense to just do single release, one at a time, maybe then an EP, maybe then an album.
I've had 3 EPs that I've put out. And it's funny you say that about the Jump Drive. They were always on CD, but we're at the studio. The studio we were with is in Aubrey, Texas, 20 Dreams Studios, and they wanted to do an album, and he gave me the. Sorry, Josephine. He gave me the.
Be gentle.
I was like, well, I want a copy of those, and he handed me a Jump Drive. I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with this? He's like, well, just put it in your car. I'm like, dude. Bruh.
Not
I don't know what that does. I mean, I knew I could put it in the laptop, but that was the first time. And I don't remember what year that was, 2014 or something. But so this new single, though, Everywhere UP, we're going to do that acoustic version that you heard earlier. We have the band version. We recorded with Arvon Band up in Painesville last year. And so we've got the full version. It's a little faster, but I like the slower version because now, after playing it for, a year longer or more, it's more fluid and, vocally and all those things. So we're going to do an acoustic, have an A-side, B-side, and we'll get that out here pretty soon. We got the copyright for it. Like I said, we just sealed that up today. And so that'll be the single. So going back to your other, I think I want to redo a couple of songs that we did in the studio. We used like a digital drum kit and stuff, which is cool, but it wasn't really, it was just kind of for fun. So I definitely want to re-record a couple of things, and maybe just throw a little 5 or 6 something out there, and maybe Steve will let me put Whiskey Again on there. That'd be cool.
Right on. Yeah. Yeah. It's streaming and whatnot. There's here we're at the end of the year and people are posting their Spotify, year in review, that type of stuff. Does it happen that way for you as well in terms of the single songs and the digital distribution and that type of stuff, or is it you're still maybe having some of the physical?
Yeah, I still do. I have one Irish Tomorrow's on out there on iTunes and all that, CD Baby and all those things, Spotify, and but everything else is just CDs, hard copies. I haven't really put anything else on there. Not that we won't. I just haven't done it. Maybe we'll let you do that. You seem to have all the gear, man. You got all this stuff. I feel like I'm in a Guitar Center, but with recording and other, cameras and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's I was like this type of thing. Shoot, I mean, it's like I was, turned down a couple, like the YouTubers out there. I follow like the Spectre Sound Studios with the stupid musician texts, and
Sure.
this guy, he's a Canadian guy, Glenn, and so he makes YouTube videos, and right.
Yes.
But he's also a recording engineer and got a studio, and is a musician himself or whatever. But so there's this digital industry out there where people are making videos and all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
But yeah, with the pandemic, it kind of became the one way that we could for at least some time connect with people because we couldn't be there in person.
Yeah, I didn't do any of those. I just I watched a few things, and it really only for a couple of months did it affect me. As soon as it was just a couple of months, and after that, I was back at it.
Summertime.
Back out there, and it was real
outdoor
lucky that I
gigs.
was able to do that. Not a lot of people were able to do that, but it's just the way it happened for me. It worked out. I was only not performing, and this is all that I do. So I don't know what else to do really. Not anymore. So.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really it's that gig work industry, and the beautiful thing about being up here was that we were shut down for a little bit, but then summertime came around. We had a lot of outdoor opportunities.
Oh yeah,
open air events and stuff like that, just gangbusters. So
yeah, for sure.
Real fortunate to be in a space where we got that going on. Oh, Michael Warwick says they can't wait to have you play for their grand opening.
That's right. We'll be at was it Catherine and Mike's, or no? It's Brandy and Mike's.
Mike and Brandy, on Catherine Lake.
Catherine Lake. Is it Catherine or Catherine?
Cathin.
Yeah. All right,
Cool.
Bubba. Yeah, we'll be there January 8th. I think their grand opening is the 1st. So hopefully they don't hire another band before me. I like to be the grassroots, man. This song, I didn't write this, but I love to cover it. It's a Hayes Carl tune. He's down there in my stomping grounds, Dallas-Fort Worth area, Texas. I like to sing this to Cherie, my honey. I've got a woman, she's as wild as Rome. She likes to lay naked and be gazed upon. She crosses a bridge, then sets it on fire. She lands like a bird on a telephone wire. Wine bottles scattered round last night's clothes, cigarette papers and dominoes. She laughs for a minute about the shape I'm in. She says, you be the sinner, honey, I'll be the sin. I'm gonna holler, I'm gonna scream, gonna give me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lean, a drunken poet's dream. There's some money on the table and a pistol on the floor. Some old paperback books of Louis L'Amour. She says, honey, don't worry about Judgment Day, 'cause dying to get to heaven just ain't our way. I'm gonna holler, I'm gonna scream, gonna give me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lean, a drunken poet's dream. All my life I've laid around while the colors turned to blue. I closed my eyes and finally found it brought me back to you. 'Cause I've got a woman, she's as wild as Rome. She likes to lay naked and be gazed upon. She crosses a bridge, then sets it on fire. She lands like a bird on a telephone wire. I'm gonna holler, I'm gonna scream, gonna give me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lean, a drunken poet's dream. Drunken poet's dream. Drunken poet's dream. That's a Hayes Carl tune. Isn't that great?
That's fantastic.
I know, you can't. Who wouldn't want to cover that?
Man, Hayes Carl's, he's got a ton of great tunes.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like Rusty Swallish at the Little Brown Jug, said a long time ago. He's like, sometimes, you're out there playing your tunes and, maybe sometimes they're not with you or whatever. You just got to put your head down and play, just put it out there. And, I don't know what Hayes Carl's story is, but it seems like he's one of those kind of authentic guys who's, like yourself, out there year after year, playing the clubs, doing it,
grinding it out, man,
grinding it out, and great to see guys like that, getting a little more recognition and,
for sure,
getting up there and stuff. And
you bet.
It's really cool. Man, what a treat! what a cool thing to have you here, Burton Tyler, for
it's
special
the first living room session of the season.
Living room session of the season. So yeah, check this out. Right, it's great. Like this one goes on the. This one's on the floor. Look at that one.
Boom.
Look at that. It's on the floor.
Oh my gracious!
I think the battery died in the.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, it just went limp almost. It's the gimbal equivalent of going limp. Just like I need to plug it in or something.
Give her a plug.
Yeah. Well, and I guess that's the interesting thing too, because up here in the region, WXPR is that station for musicians.
Oh yeah.
Like you and me.
Absolutely.
Whereas a place like Texas or whatever.
Yeah, we listen to it all the time down there.
Well, and
all over, you can hear it all over the country.
Oh, it's incredible.
Oh, I love it.
But I almost in some hand, like stations like this, are they a little bit more commonplace? In Texas.
Oh, like doing what you're doing here?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure, I mean,
college,
like we talked about, it's a
whole
new
industry.
World. It's a whole new world with all the equipment that somebody can buy and learn how to use and create this kind of environment. Not that it's cheap. You got a lot of nice cameras in here. This is awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, man. Well, I was fortunate to have some really good support from some folks out there, including like the Northern Arts Council.
Absolutely,
their
that's a
individual
good
artist
deal.
grant was huge
Thank you,
this
Northern
year.
Arts Council. Good job.
And the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation got a grant through them last year, and they were able to help. Cover.
Yeah, if we ever do this again, we'll try to get Mud Creek and Bad Bones to sponsor us for an evening.
That'd be fair. Oh, well,
yeah.
what be chewing on? And
yeah, I was like, well, we can have a big party here.
Have the smoker going out in the parking lot.
Oh, snap.
Well, yeah, I'm not opposed to that at all. Let's do that as soon as we can.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Aaron, you better get that smoker put together. Man.
Running every day, boss. Running every day. Man, it's awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, I hate to ever, wrap it up or anything like that.
No,
but,
this is great, man. You're in charge.
Is it okay to ask for one more, and we'll put a button on it?
One for the ditch.
One for the ditch.
Nice.
If you will.
Where do I want to take you here?
Well, I also want to remind people online, if you're looking in the description below, you can find the link to Burton's Reverb Nation page.
Yeah, it's just burtontyler.com. We've just been using the Reverb Nation. Haven't really tried to do the .com per se in a long time. Now, like I said, we were talking about earlier, it's probably really easy to do, and I could do it all myself. Yeah.
Sure.
Get my little brain is smoking.
Yeah, I got, like there was CD Baby was out there, and then they had Host Baby, and now it's like Bandzoogle, so it's like a template, almost like an early MySpace or something like, or even Facebook.
Yeah, keep it simple. I don't want to
stuff
start coding.
Right.
The
that's a whole
HTML
nother
coding and
level.
all that stuff. I'm like, I don't know what the heck. All right, I'm lost.
That's gonna set us
I
back
just need to
another
copy and paste.
3 years of college.
Yeah. That's right. So, years ago, it's probably 2004, I met a guy, he was our neighbor behind me, and he's a musician, young kid. And I have to say, he really was kind of the inspiration to push me over to that next, from the campfire sessions that I would do, just playing around the house, playing with your buddies in that campfire kind of setting. And he's really the inspiration, watching him perform and his songwriting kind of it's like, all right, I think I can do what he does. I think I can do this. And his name's Matt Ingram, and he wrote this amazing song on one of the albums he had out. And same thing, I asked him, I was like, hey, man, can I record this and, put it on an album? Yes, please do. Okay, surely will. And I just love this song. I've been singing it for a long time. And again, it's just kind of a part of the Burton Tyler show, Burton Tyler music. It's called Preacher. In every little town will rise a man who will show no fear. In the end, to him the call will be made clear, to stand and fight against the evil and protect all those that he holds dear. And the people will call him preacher. Blood will be as water, bone will be as bread. He will not be fed till all the evil are dead. They call him preacher. When the sky begins to fall and all else fails, he will be hard as nails. Right in the eye of the storm of all the screams and yells against the burning, tortured souls all dead and buried till the graveyard swells. And the people will call him preacher. Blood will be as water, bone will be as bread. He will not be fed till all the evil are dead. They call him preacher. Oh yeah. Preacher, won't you heed the call? Preacher, won't you save us all? Preacher, won't you heed the call? Oh, preacher. Oh, preacher. Praying for Judgment Day to come around. He will be heaven bound. Everything that's lost will be found, but he will not rest until he's standing on holy ground. And the people will call him preacher. Blood will be as water, bone will be as bread. He will not be fed till all the evil are dead. They call him preacher. One more time. Preacher, won't you heed the call? Preacher, won't you save us all? Preacher, won't you heed the call? Oh, preacher. And the people will call him preacher. And the people will call him preacher. That's called Preacher. I hope you enjoyed that song. Thank you for having me, Scott.
Yeah,
Right
absolutely,
on, brother.
man. Thanks so much
We
for being
made
here.
it.
Yeah, we're there. It's Burton Tyler here.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support and all the venues that hire me back. That's really nice. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. And thanks for supporting the Midwest Music Hour, and thanks for supporting WXPR. Thanks for supporting the artists, such as Burton Tyler. And, well, stay tuned. This coming Monday, we've got a special session with Jenna Jane.
Yes.
I believe.
We like Jenna.
Yeah, that's going to be sweet.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so
going to be
stoked.
awesome.
So stoked to hear some of her music and get her over here to the studio for a session. And so stay tuned for that. Coming your way this Monday. Otherwise, stay safe, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we'll see you on the next Midwest Music Hour. Thanks so much, everybody.